No one likes to nag their kids to get things done. Over time, however, this becomes the default of many parents because we have this funny yet inaccurate belief that our children won't care unless we twist their arms. The simple truth is that your attempts to motivate your child are probably working against you. You can't make your child care just because you do. In fact, you might actually be getting in the way of their motivation. And what's worse, this push-pull of trying to motivate your child usually turns into a power struggle. Ultimately, we find ourselves frustrated because we're trying to change our kids' behavior from the outside instead of motivating them from within. We give consequences to hold them accountable and teach them how the real world works. But consequences aren't there to create motivation. You give them because you're doing your job as a parent. The bottom line is that you can't motivate another person to care. Your role, rather, is to inspire and influence. The truth is that external motivation does not help kids in the long run. But there is a far less stressful and easier way to motivate your child. I'm Marisa from Call to Mothering, and I encourage and equip moms who are raising toddlers to teens. In today's video, I'm sharing 7 ways to nurture internal or intrinsic motivation in your children so that they strive to achieve without you having to be the driving force all the time. Number 1, encourage efforts rather than results. To motivate kids, focus on the value of regular practice and aim for progress rather than immediate perfection. Encouragement for kids involves praising their efforts rather than the results, even when they fail. Remind children that challenges are opportunities to learn problem skills, and teach them that facing failure is part of learning and setbacks are normal. Help your kids develop goals that focus on developing competence or learning a new skill, rather than performance goals which highlight the importance of achievement. Offer support and positive reinforcement, emphasizing that persistence through difficulties helps them improve and eventually achieve their goals. Number 2, encourage curiosity and questions. Children are naturally curious beings. So nurture their inquisitive nature by welcoming questions and encouraging exploration. Create a safe space where they feel comfortable asking questions like why does this work, and how does it work? Instead of providing immediate answers, which we are very tempted to do as parents, guide them to find solutions on their own. Pose questions that stimulate critical thinking and problem solving. This not only keeps their minds active, but also instills the idea that learning is a continuous, engaging process. By fostering a curious mindset, you are laying the groundwork for intrinsic motivation to flourish. Number 3, foster a love for learning through play. Make learning a playful and enjoyable experience. Engage in activities that blend education with entertainment. Whether it's interactive games, educational apps, or hands-on experiments, creating an environment where learning is fun will naturally nurture intrinsic motivation. Encourage your child to explore topics that pique their interest. If they love dinosaurs, for instance, turn learning about them into a game. Use toys, books, and even outdoor adventures to weave education seamlessly into their playtime, igniting a passion for discovery. Number 4, provide autonomy and choices. Empower your child by giving them choices and a sense of control over what they're learning. Allow them to select topics of interest, set goals, and decide how they want to approach a project. Providing autonomy fosters a sense of ownership, which makes the learning experience much more personal and meaningful. If, for instance, your child is interested in animals, let him or her choose whether to focus on mammals, reptiles, or birds. This sense of control not only boosts their intrinsic motivation, but it also helps them develop decision-making skills, which are crucial for future success. Number 5, introduce new and challenging activities. Variety is the spice of life, and it also fuels intrinsic motivation. Introduce challenging and new activities that captivate your child's interest. These activities should be just slightly beyond their current skill level, which encourages them to stretch their abilities and discover the joy of overcoming challenges. If your child enjoys building, for instance, provide them with more complex building blocks or construction kits. This slight difficulty increase will keep them engaged, motivated, and eager to tackle new challenges in various aspects of their life. Number 6, provide constructive feedback. Feedback is a powerful tool for intrinsic motivation. Instead of focusing solely on results, provide constructive feedback that emphasizes effort, progress, and improvement. Highlighting the process rather than just the outcome encourages a growth mindset, and it reinforces that learning is an ongoing journey. For example, if your child is working on a drawing, praise the effort that they have put into the details, creativity, and persistence. This positive reinforcement boosts their self-esteem and motivates them to continue exploring and learning in a way that feels fulfilling. And finally, model intrinsic motivation. Children are keen observers and they learn by example. So demonstrate your own intrinsic motivation by sharing your passions and pursuits with them. Whether it's reading a book, learning a musical instrument, or tackling a do-it-yourself project, let them witness your enthusiasm for personal growth. When kids see the joy that comes from pursuing one's interests, it really inspires them to develop their own intrinsic motivation. Create an environment where curiosity and learning are celebrated, and watch as your child naturally adopts these values. As you implement these tips for influencing kids towards self-motivation, also keep in mind that we all have those times when we don't feel very motivated because we're either tired or we're not feeling so great. So remember to give your kids some grace. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, you're not just a mom.